Today I'm going to teach you how to make a paracord bracelet. In order to make this bracelet, we need 4 pieces of paracord. The way that we determine the length of the paracord we need is, first we need to determine the length around the wrist. For me, it is approximately 20 centimeters around my wrist. So we need 2 pieces that are not only 20 centimeters, but we need to add about 10 centimeters to each end. So we're going to cut 2 pieces of paracord 40 centimeters long. And we need to burn the end of these so that they don't unravel on us. Set this one aside, and we will cut another piece 40 centimeters long. Burn the end of these. Now for the next 2 pieces, I like to do a ratio of 4 to 1. So since these are 40 centimeters long, I want 160 centimeters. But I'm going to do this way. I'm going to go to 40 centimeters. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And that's 4. Set that one aside and do one more at 160 centimeters. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now that we take our 2 pieces that are, start with our 2 pieces that are 40 centimeters long. Now what we want to do is we want to tie a knot on one end of these at approximately 10 centimeters. Try to make my knot as flat as possible, but see, that's a little short, so we need to just a little bit more. Alright, that's close enough. So now I'm going to tighten this knot down as tight as I can, just simply by pulling on either side of the knot. Now then, we lay this out flat, like this, and we take our 160 centimeter piece. Begin by folding it in half, and we take this end like this and we slide it underneath the 2 strands and then we put these here to form what is called a half hitch with these. And then we're going to tighten this up. And then we want to go down here and we want to check the ends of these, and that's close enough, but you want them pretty much about the same distance. Now with this other one, we're going to fold it in half. And this time we're going to go in the other direction and form another half hitch. Make sure that these two ends are basically the same distance apart. Well, that's a little more off than what I wanted. So we're going to adjust it by simply shoving part of this in and then pulling it through over here. And then now that's close enough. We make this bracelet basically by a series of half hitches. And the way we make those half hitches is we always take the top strand, the strand that's always at the very top of it, like this. And we go over the top of these two strings, then we go underneath, and this time we're going to go in the other direction and form another half hitch. Make sure that these two ends are basically the same distance apart. Well, that's a little more off than what I wanted. So we're going to adjust it by simply shoving part of this in and then pulling it through over here. And then now that's close enough. We make this bracelet basically by a series of half hitches. And the way we make those half hitches is we always take the top strand, the strand that's always at the very top of it, like this. And we go over the top of these two strings, then we go underneath. And you see how you formed a loop here? And we pull that through the loop. We then take the same strand back underneath. And you see how the loop has been formed here. And we push that back through the loop here. And then we pull tight. What I like to do is grab these two strands and pull here, and then I take any kind of piece that will go through there and I stick it through that loop and I pull there as well in order to make the half hitch good and tight. And you can see how the half hitch has been formed. Now, right now, this is the top strand, but we're not going to be using this strand just yet. you'll see in a moment what I mean by the top strand. We want to come to this side and do the same thing to this side. So we go over the top of our two strands here, form the loop, and then we push this piece up in here, like this. And we want to pull that kind of tight. Then we go back underneath with the same strand, form the loop, and then push the strand back through that loop. And we pull tight there, put a piece of something into here, and pull tight on the loop. Now from here on out, it is the tie. You take the top strand. So now this is the top strand. So we forward over here, form our loop. We pull it through the loop, tighten it down, and then we go back underneath, form the loop, and then we pull tight. We now find the top strand over here. We go over the top, form the loop, push it through the loop, tighten it up, go underneath, form the loop, push the strand through the loop, and then tighten it up. We go back to the top strand, which is now over here. Go over the top, push through the loop, underneath, push through the loop, and we pull tight. I also like to occasionally shove here so that my loops stay good and tight up in here. And pull tight here. We go back to the top strand, go over the two strands to form our loop, push our strand back through that loop, pull tight, go underneath, form our loop, push our strand back through the loop to form our half H. And then we tighten. And then you can see how the bracelet is forming. I am going to do a few more loops on my own, and then I'll be back. Probably I'll tighten it this way down a little bit, and that'll probably get them just about easy. That's just about even. So now let's take this side, take my pliers, tighten that knot down real good. Now then for this, you could leave these if you wanted and leave it as a decoration, but what I prefer to do is I would make another cut on these here. make it shorter, but if you cut too much off to start with, you can't ever add it back. So let's burn this down. Now, there's the macrame bracelet, but you have no way to hold it onto your wrist yet. So that's what we're going to do next. Next we take, hopefully, now I need a longer piece than that. So let's go over here to this. I want the piece about that long. So I'm going to cut it. Burn the end so that they don't unravel on me. You got to be quick when you're doing this because it'll burn your fingers if you're not careful when you start doing that. And if you don't have tough fingers, don't even try it. Alright, now then we take our bracelet and we try to kind of get it bending around, and we lay these two pieces together there. Then we take this string, this piece of cord, we set it underneath there, bring it up to where it's about the same distance, then we just simply tie a knot here. Now the knot, whoops, just got out of there. The knot here is really important in that you don't want it too tight so that your cords don't slip through it, but yet you need it tight enough so that they don't easily slip through them, because if they easily slip through them, then your bracelet will constantly be coming undone on you. And another thing I like to do is, once I get that knot, I like to straighten to where these pieces are straight. Okay, now then we tighten it down again just enough to where it's tight enough to slip, but not so tight it's going to easily slip. Now we use a little different tying method here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece underneath like this, and then I'm going to bring this piece under that piece, and then I'm going to put it through that loop, and then I'm going to tighten it down. And for the next loop, I'm going to want the loop pulling against the loop. So you see how this loop here comes up over this piece, and that this one over here comes underneath the piece. So for my next tie, I'm going to come over with this one so that it pulls against that loop. I'm going to go over the top of the string and underneath, and then I'm going to pull it up through the loop here, and then tighten it down. Again, I want to pull against this loop, and I want to pull against that loop. So I'm going to go over here like this. I'm going to go over the top of that string, bring it under, and slip the string in through that loop, and then tighten it down. I actually have enough now to where I've got it caught, but I'm going to go ahead and do one more. And again, I want to pull against these two loops, so I'm going to go underneath this side, go around and through the loop, and then tighten down. Now to finish this off, we just cut here, burn it, and then press it down. And on this side, again, cut it, we burn it, and then we press it down. And there is the finished bracelet. Now then, I can put it on my arm here. And the way you tighten it down is you grab this knot here and pull this knot, just like that. And see, now it's on my wrist.